finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away. Bang! It's over! The Bulls win!
What's up, guys, and welcome to Hustle Hoops. This is the home of the Hustle Hoops podcast. And as you can see by the title, and as you can see on the right, man, we talking about the Bucks versus Celtics, and we're talking about the Warriors versus Grizzlies. This is round 2 of the NBA playoffs, game 1 reactions, man. And so the crazy thing is, and okay, I just want to talk about this. Is something I've noticed about the playoffs, low key. It always seems like the games I really care about, they both put those games on one day, and then the other game. Not that I don't care about the Suns and Mavericks or the Philly and Heat, but I really am invested in these two series right here. Let me tell you why. Y'all already know how I feel about the Bucks, man. Bucks in 6 all the way through, right? And obviously, I have Warriors going to the finals, man. And so these two series, I'm invested in these series. Yesterday, I was watching both of these games intently. So we're just going to start off talking about the Bucks versus the Celtics. And I just want to start off by saying, when are we going to give Giannis his respect as an NBA community? I'm going to say y'all, because I already have the respect for Giannis. I already have been said Bucks in 6. I've already have been said Giannis best player in the world. I already have been trying to push Giannis to get the MVP, even though I know they're going to give it to Jokic anyway, right? I already know what the Bucks can do, even without Chris Middleton. I've seen people say Celtics in 5. I've seen people say Celtics in 6. I've seen people say Celtics in 7. Bucks in 6 all the way through, y'all boys. That's what I have to tell y'all. All the way through the Eastern Conference, Bucks in 6. They're beating the Celtics in 6. And whoever they face in the conference finals, Bucks in 6. And I'm not going to talk about the finals. But look, man, this was a good game. This was a very good game. And so obviously I do want to address, right? Obviously the Bucks end up beating them 101-89. And I know that I want to start off by saying I know that the Celtics are not going to shoot this poorly ever again. Right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was an absolute no-show. I saw somebody say that after Jaylen Brown dunked on Giannis, he did nothing after that. Jaylen Brown went 4 for 13 and shot 30% from the field. And then Jason Tatum went 6 for 18. Those two players are not going to shoot that bad ever again. Jason Tatum had 21 points. Jaylen Brown had 12 points. Those two superstars are not going to do that again. Them boys were hooping. Them boys are superstars. I've said that Jason Tatum is the second best player in his conference right now, and so I can't bank on them shooting this poorly again. But then you can also come on my side and be like, well, Giannis went 9 for 25. So if them boys improve, if I can trust them boys to improve, then I can also trust Giannis to improve. So then kind of doesn't it cancel out a little bit? But I don't know. I do want to give credit to both of these teams. This was great defense. Look at the score, 101-89. This is 2022, y'all boys. This is run and gun scored up, high scoring offense. Y'all talk about defense is dead. Did y'all watch this game? Defense is not dead. Stop saying that. Stop being a casual and saying defense is dead. And I'm about to go on a little rant. Stop being a casual and saying mid-range is dead. Mid-range is not dead. Okay, y'all see DeMar DeRozan. Y'all see all these boys hitting mid-range shots. Anyway, right? But defense is not dead. Don't be that guy to say defense is dead. You have great premier defenders in this series. Jrue Holiday, you see him on the screen right now. Robert Williams, Giannis. We already know what the whole Celtics defense can do. That was the whole story of the first round. They were defending KD like crazy. The Celtics have a master of defense. Ime Udoka, great defensive coach. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Grant Williams, Al Horford, defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart. This is a very well defensive squad. Then you come on my side. Okay, we have Holiday. We know what I can do defensively. I've always been a defensive type player, right? Giannis, I've won defensive player of the year. I'm beating up everything in the paint. You also have Brook Lopez defending everything in the paint. He had 3 blocks. So this series, even though where we look at superstars to be the scoring type, we want our superstars to go out and get 30, 40, and 50. I realistically, I don't know how much of an offensive masterpiece we're going to get from Giannis. Giannis is probably not going to be going off for 40 ever in this series. Tatum is probably never going to go for 40 in this series. Nobody's going to be going crazy offensively because both of these teams' defenses are just so great. And so, obviously, I do want to say the Celtics defense, they found out very early. They found out in game 1 of this series that Giannis is not Kevin Durant. Giannis is not KD. That same old beat him up, be physical type up defense is not going to work on Giannis. Giannis even said in his post-game presser, I like the physicality. I like to feel beat up and bruised after the games. I like to get bumped. He embraces that contact. So that whole be physical, fight him and beat him down is not going to work on Giannis. They found out very early, and I told y'all that already, right? And then also, my gosh, I did not know. Yes. I knew Giannis could pass, y'all boys, but I didn't know Giannis was a prime Steve Nash type playmaker. This guy's out here jumping in the air, making no look turnaround passes to Bobby Portis at the top of the key. This guy's throwing no look dimes. This guy's getting double teamed, finding the open man. Giannis had 12 assists. I knew Giannis could pass. But I didn't know it was this well. This is the thing I try to tell y'all about Giannis Antetokounmpo. I get better every single season, y'all boys. Every time y'all take something away, okay, they're building a wall. All right, well I'm gonna learn how to shoot now. Okay, y'all wanna double team me? I'm gonna learn how to pass. Okay, y'all gonna send me to the free throw line? I'm gonna go 18 for 20 from the free throw line in the NBA Finals for 50 points. Giannis gets better every time. Every time he needs to step up, he will step up and do that thing that y'all said he couldn't do. That one thing that you try to take away and try to force him to, well, we're going to take this away because it's his strength. He can't do anything else. He does that other thing that y'all said he couldn't do, that y'all didn't think he could do. Okay, I'm not scoring tonight. This is what superstars do, right? Superstars find a way to impact the game. This is what Kevin Durant couldn't do. This is why Giannis is better than KD. This is why Giannis is the best player in the world. He said, I'm not scoring that well, right? Okay, I'm going 9 for 25. I'm not doing everything I need to do. Okay, I'm gonna get 13 boards. Okay, I'm gonna go out here and get 12 assists. And even with my 24 points, even his 24, Giannis seemed very physical and impactful in his 24. Even though he shot 9 for 25, it didn't seem like, oh my gosh, this is 9 for 25. He's not doing anything. Oh my gosh, he's shooting them off the game. No. Want to know why? Because he's playmaking. Want to know why? Because other players are stepping up. Want to know why? Because Bobby Portis gives you 15. Want to know why? Because Drew Holiday leads the team in scoring. Drew Holiday was getting a bucket. Drew Holiday's pulling up from 3. Drew Holiday's pulling up for middies. Drew Holiday was getting a bucket, and I respect Drew Holiday for that, because everybody was saying Drew Holiday is inconsistent. Drew Holiday might be the reason why. Even though you look at the box score, Drew Holiday had 8 for 20. Right, Drew Holiday still got a bucket, bro. Drew Holiday was hooping, and it was very early. He hit those 2 threes early on. He's driving in and scoring on Al Horford. Drew Holiday played a very good game, and he had 9 boards and 5 assists, and he had 3 steals. The defense is good. Want to know why? Because I can kick out to these guys that are hitting threes, man. That's Drew Holiday hit 3. Wesley Matthews hit 1. Bobby Portis had 2. Grayson Allen had 3. Javon Carter had 1. Pat Connaughton had 2. They weren't even really going crazy from 3 like that, because the Celtics ended up having more threes than them. But Giannis and the Bucks offense, even with their superstar not playing well, they were still able to outscore the Celtics team. And 101 points is not even a lot of points, because you got to give a lot of credit to the Bucks defense. Now everybody's talking about you can look at the Bucks defense. Everybody's talking about how great the Celtics defense is. Celtics defense is so wonderful. Celtics defense is so this, that, the third. Y'all forgot that the Bucks have defenders. Y'all forgot that they have Drew Holiday, all-time defender for a guard. Y'all forgot to have Giannis, probably one of the best defenders, top 3 defender in the whole league. Y'all forgot to have Brook Lopez, who is defending everything in the paint. Bobby Portis is a big body as well. And so the Bucks start this ultra huge lineup. They put out this ultra big lineup with the 3 big men, and the Celtics just didn't know what to do with it. It was too big. It was too physical. They couldn't get anything in the paint, and so they started chucking up a whole bunch of threes. Everybody's talking about how the Celtics finished with 53 shot, and they asked Jason Tatum, did y'all want to do that? He said, yeah, man, he tried to play it off like the Celtics, y'all don't want to just chuck up everything. Y'all weren't shooting threes because y'all were getting the right shot. He's talking something. We read and react. We shoot what we want to shoot, or something like that. He was trying to make it seem like they wanted to be out there shooting all those threes. It was clear that they were trying to get downhill into the paint, but Brook Lopez is beating back everything. He had a bunch of blocks. Giannis is beating back everything, turning shots. It's 3-4 bodies in the paint. They're not letting them get to the spots. And while these shooters on the Celtics were shooting the lights out in the Nets series, I don't even know how realistically can we continue to rely on these dudes. And they hooped. Al Horford hit 4 threes tonight. He was hooping. He was hitting threes. Grant Williams went 50%, 2 for 4. But I don't know if they even had Robert Williams chuck up a 3, y'all boys. Robert Williams is not a shooter, y'all boys. Why is he shooting a 3? But what I'm saying is just like, I think at some point they fell in love with the 3-point line based on the last series, and I don't know if that's going to end up hurting them. They got to find a way to score, but I trust Ime Udoka. I trust Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to figure something out. I trust Marcus Smart. He did have some shoulder stuff, some knee stuff. Robert Williams had some stuff, but I do trust them to figure everything out. Al Horford is a veteran player with some experience. They can figure some stuff out, but I don't think 89 points to recover back from 89 that's a very low score. And so even if y'all figure some stuff out to get 20 more points, that's only 109. And like I said, I believe that, and adding 20 points to a score is a lot. But I think the Bucks will figure some stuff out as well. I don't think Giannis is going to shoot below 40%. Drew Holiday didn't shoot that well. I think they will also figure some stuff out. So if y'all figure y'all stuff out offensively, they figure their stuff out offensively, they still have the bigger lead. And I'm going to say right now, they didn't really miss Chris Middleton that much tonight. They did not miss him. This big lineup is good. This big lineup is causing a lot of frustration for teams because they can't really get where they need to go on the offensive end. Even though this is the 3-point era and teams like shooting threes, a layup is always the most reliable shot in basketball. And it'll always be. It'll forever be the most reliable shot. And so teams still want to get downhill, but with this ultra big pack to paint type lineup, they can't get there. And so the Bucks, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, Bucks in 6, and I don't know. It was great. Giannis triple-double, even though he's throwing off the backboard to himself. He's doing stuff. Giannis was missing shots he's supposed to miss. I'm seeing Giannis do the Euro step. He's missing that layup. I'm seeing Giannis do a spin move. He's missing that layup. But he still found a way to impact this game. That's what superstars do. Superstars find a way to impact the game, and superstars find a way to come up big for their team when they need to. And the Bucks will not lose this series. They stole home court advantage. Now we're going back to Milwaukee for games 3, 4, and 6. Well, that's all I got to win is game 3, 4, and 6. Y'all can win game 2. We'll come back. We'll defend our home court. We're winning game 3. We're winning game 4. Then, okay, y'all can come back and win game 5. But game 6 is on our home floor now. Game 6, that's the biggest. That's why the away team has to steal home court advantage, because game 6 is on my home floor now. And I'm telling y'all, that's why the Bucks really weren't worried about the regular season like that. Brook Lopez was out the whole season. They were having in and out inconsistencies. Drew Holiday and everyone saying Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton aren't the same, and they weren't caring about the regular season, y'all boys. They were all the way down in seeding. They were fighting their way back up and going down and up in the seeding. They didn't care about the regular season because these teams know what really matters. I'm trying to tell y'all, championship experience and championship pedigree is a real thing. You just can't take that away and just say, well, when are we going to give the Bucks their credit? Is basically what I want to know. When are we going to give the Bucks their credit? This team has went to the NBA Finals and won a championship with the best player in the world on their team. Stop doubting them, bro. Why are we just thinking this up and coming out of nowhere type Celtics team is going to do it, bro? Bucks in 6. That's all I got to say. And now we're about to move on to the Warriors game. All right. So now we're talking about the Warriors. This game was a very good game. Just the exact opposite of last game where we're talking about, it's all defense. It's defense them up 101 to 89. This game was great offensively. 117 to 116. You had 3 30-point games. You had Steph hitting a bunch of threes. Jordan Poole hitting a bunch of threes. Ja hitting a bunch of threes. Jaren Jackson hitting a bunch of threes. The best defensive player in the series got kicked out. This game was good. It was entertaining. It was very offensive. But we should just address the Draymond Green thing. I think it was a flagrant 2. He pulled his jersey down, slapped in the face, pulled the jersey down. In real time, obviously when you slow stuff down, it looks a little bit different. In real time, it looked bad. He yanked his jersey and pulled him down, and at the very last second tried to hold him up. He flagrant fouled this guy. I don't want to hear take it to a flagrant 1. I don't want to hear nothing. He should have got ejected. Oh, yes, he should have, bro. You pulled him down, Draymond. I don't want to hear you get on the emergency podcast after the game and talk about it. You pulled him down. Everybody who thinks he didn't, y'all tripping. Draymond deserved that foul. He yanked the guy's jersey down, bro. You can't do that in basketball. Let's be clean, bro. Just hoop. You don't need to be pulling. Why is your hand even inside of his jersey in the first place? You pulled him clearly down. The photos show his nipples are all out because you're yanking his jersey, Draymond. You deserve to get kicked out. But now moving on from that, big shout out to the Warriors. The Warriors hooped without Draymond, and I want the Warriors to go to the finals. I said the Warriors are going to the finals. So I want to see the Warriors in the finals because I want to see Steph in the finals. I'm a big Steph fan. I want to see Steph go to the finals and get his finals MVP that he deserves. But the Warriors, man, big shout out to them for winning this game without Draymond. They were down by 10 at one point. No, the biggest lead for the Grizzlies was 13. They were down by 13, and they fight their way all the way back to get this win, despite Ja Morant dropping 34 and looking like a prime, from three. He was hoping from three. He did fall in love with it a little too much. He hit those early ones, and he started falling in love with it and chucking it too much, but he still got downhill when he needed to. But 4 threes from Ja is wild, and they still found a way to weather that storm. If Ja hits 4 threes, you really should lose that game because he doesn't shoot threes. If Jaren Jackson hits 6 threes and he's looking like a prime Clay or Steph, this guy was just catching and shooting and pulling up and screaming to the crowd. He's come back down, 1 dribble, pull up, 2 dribble, pull up. He's catching and shooting. He's running off screens, catching the ball and just yelling. This guy was hooping. Jaren Jackson was looking like I've never seen him hoop like this before. And everybody's talking about how, this is what happens when he finally stays on the court because he's not fouling out. This is what happens when he finally gets to play. No, this is not what happens. This is not normal, and he will never do this again. This was a good game. He was hooping 33 points on great shooting, 10 of 18, 6 for 9 from 3. He can score well when he doesn't foul. We know that. And he can still get some good defensive plays. He had a block. He had could have given him a couple of blocks. Some of those fouls were questionable, whatever it is, right? But this right here, 33 on 6 threes, is not what happens when he plays. This is his best performance of his career. Okay, he'll never do this again. He might give you 23, 24, 25 again, but he's not getting 30 points again, especially because Draymond's going to be back. Notice he did play well in the first quarter, but that third quarter happened when Draymond was on the bench, when Draymond was in the shower, when Draymond was in the locker room watching on TV, just like the rest of us. So we have to keep that in mind. He's not going to do this again. Big shout out to him. Also, I don't think Ja Morant is going to hit 4 threes again and go for 34. He can go for 30, but the way in which he was getting his 30 was wild. I don't think Ja is also going to go that off again. I also don't think this is what I told my dad. I said the Grizzlies played their absolute best game ever. This is probably their best they're going to play against the Warriors. And the Warriors weren't even playing their best. Clay and Steph were all in foul trouble. We know Draymond got kicked out. If it wasn't for Jordan Poole literally saving them boys, they probably would have lost this game. And so the Warriors played one of their worst games while the Grizzlies played one of their best. And so what do y'all think is going to happen? When everything balances itself out, who's going to be winning? The Warriors. Warriors in 5. I'm telling y'all that right now. Now, I do want to give a massive shout out, like I said, to Jordan Poole. He came in and hooped. I like Jordan Poole. I do. I'm a big fan of the pool party. He's tough. But sometimes I think he falls too in love with himself and gets kind of on his high horse and does too much. And sometimes I think the Warriors have a lot of trust in him. They instill a lot of confidence in him. But I think sometimes he can do too much. But he hooped tonight. His too much worked. He shot 12 for 20 for 60%. And he was hooping from 3. He hit 5 for 10 from 3. So I can't even get mad at him. Sometimes like he's shooting threes from deep, getting smacked in the face and everything like that. I don't know. I think sometimes they give him too much of the offense. I think sometimes they give him too much reins. This is what I told my dad. I said, I don't like watching the Warriors hoop with Jordan Poole at the top of the key coming off screens, doing dribble, tween, behind the back, ISOing while Steph is in the corner. Why is Steph standing in the corner? There was a point in this game where Steph didn't touch the ball for 7 straight possessions. Steph went and stood in the corner while Jordan Poole or Wiggins or anybody else is up at the top of the key dribbling, coming off. They're getting ball screens, and Steph is just standing there on the corner or on the wing. He'll get one little screen from the corner. He gets to the wing. They don't pass it to him, and he just stands there the whole possession. He gets back. I've seen possessions in this game where Steph runs up the court, stands in the wing, and then runs right back. Steph... y'all got to get him more active, and I mean it works, right? Steve Kerr is way smarter than me when it comes to basketball. Draymond, Steph, Clay, everybody in this system who has allowed this system to happen is way smarter than me, right? They know basketball. They've won championships. I'm not trying to say I know better, but I don't like when I see Jordan Poole dribbling around with Steph in the corner. I don't like seeing Steph not dribbling and getting into his bag. What happened to bring them back? Steph took that ball in the fourth quarter and started hooping. He said, I'm going to do my step back. I'm going to get into the mid-range and get a mid-range. I'm going to get the ball. I literally told my dad, I said, because I don't even need Steph to be shooting every play, right? Folks think, oh, I want Steph to be chucking every shot. No. It could be, when Steph has the ball, he's the one creating offense. Stop putting him off ball. Put him on ball and let him be the one creating offense. When he's going down off a screen, he can get a pass to a pass. He can get a hockey assist. I said to my dad, there was like 3 possessions in a row, right? Because I said there was like 7 possessions where he didn't have the ball. Then it was like 3 or 4 possessions in a row where they gave him the ball. They're letting him bring it up. He's initiating it. And those each 3 out of those 4 times they scored. I told my dad, I said, this is what happens when Steph has the ball in his hands. It creates buckets, whether that's he scored like 2 of them and somebody else scored a couple, whether that's him scoring, because we know he can score. I'm lethal. I can get a bucket whenever I want to, right? Or whether that's somebody else getting open because of his gravity with him having the ball in his hands, right? Somebody, they're double teaming, he can kick it out, or he's going off a screen and it's a rotation, a pass to a pass. When Steph has the ball, when you're letting him be the one with the ball in his hands initiating, they can get more buckets. And so I don't know. I that's always been my thing with the Warriors. I want to see Steph with the rock in his hands more. But at the end of the day, Steph will still be Steph. He had 24 points. He still hit his 5 threes. I also don't like how Steph doesn't go to the rack anymore. Steph, you forgot how to make layups, bro? Can you go to the rack and get a lay? The couple times you go to the rack and get a lay, I know you can lay down. You're trying to act like back in the day we weren't saying you were the second best finisher in the whole league behind Kyrie. We were saying you can finish, Steph. You can go to the cup and go to the rack and get a lay. Stop shooting all these threes. Stop getting it, or go get a mid-range. I like that you're getting the midi. You forgot you can shoot mid, Steph? You clearly are showing that you can get mid-range. You showed that in the Nuggets series. You just got a mid-range. I think it was in the fourth quarter. You got a big clutch mid-range. Go to the mid-range. You don't always have to be shooting threes. You don't always have to be trying to only get threes. You can come off a curl and maybe curl to the midi. You can ISO somebody instead of doing a step back. You can go to the rack. Can you hoop like you know how to hoop, please? You're trying to act like back in the day in 2016, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, even 2021, you were going to the rack, Steph. You were finishing. You're doing reverse layups. You're giving me a little finesse. You're giving me a lot of jelly. I need that Steph to come back. I think that was probably one of the biggest reasons why Steph's game was off this year. Even though Steph's three-pointer was off, I think it was also because I saw a stat saying he was shooting very low from the paint. From the 3 feet and in, he was shooting one of his worst shot percentages. So I need Steph to start getting back and going to the cup, Steph. Can you get your layups back? And also, can you get your free throws back? Why are you missing free throws? You missed 10 free throws in the Nuggets series. You missed 1 this series. That's 11 total. You're shooting in the 70s from free throws, Steph. You're supposed to be the greatest free throw shooter ever. Can I get your free throws back, Steph? I don't like you laughing in the post-game pressure about, I'm going to make my free throws. Nigga, no. You're missing your free throws, bro. You missing your free throws. And Clay, can I get on you? Why are you missing 2 free throws in a clutch? You could have lost the game. You're lucky that you got a good defensive stop in the last play. And realistically, we've seen Ja make tougher layups than that. And so really, he just missed that layup, Clay. You almost blew him the game. Clay, you really did it. You pumping your fist at the end of that game, getting hype like, I did that thing. No, Clay, he just missed it. You did nothing on that defensive play. I'm not trying to take it away from you, right? You were there, good positioning, but Gary Payton got beat. You slid over. Everybody saying, great defensive IQ by Clay, completely disregarding Brandon Clark and sliding over to the great defensive position to contest Ja Morant. I'm not taking that away from you, but realistically, bro, I've seen Ja finish on 3-4 people. So you being there, you being a 6'7", not really athletic dude, I've seen Ja finish and lay down. I'm talking about laying down 7-footers who can jump. You didn't really do much defensively. Ja just missed the layup on his own, right? And so, because he even said that in the post game, he said, did they asked him, did Clay's defense disrupt you on that layup? He said, no, I just missed it. Y'all have seen me make difficult layups. Y'all have seen me make better, harder layups than that. What am I saying? I've made harder layups than that, basically is what I'm saying. So Clay, I appreciate the defense, right? But you got to get your free throws under check. I literally told my dad, right? And this is, I don't know. I wanted Steph to get the ball because Steph is the best free throw shooter of all time, right? At least he's supposed to be. In this playoffs, I don't know what's good with him, right? But anyway, They passed it to Clay, and I said, "Oh goodness!" I said Clay might mess around and miss one of these. I just had a feeling. I don't know how. I'm being so serious. I said Clay might mess around and miss one, because Clay in his career is not a 90% shooter like these boys. I remember one season Clay shooting 70%, 79%, and 81%, and 83%, and 84%. I was like, Clay might mess around and miss one. They should let Jordan Poole or Steph shoot it, because them boys were not going to miss those free throws. And Clay ended up missing one. He missed the first one. I told my dad, I said, yep, I told you Clay was going to miss one. I said he might mess around. I didn't say he was going to. I said Clay might mess around and miss one. He missed the first one. I said, okay, cool. Clay's going to make the second one. Cool, easy, right? No, he missed the second. And I'm like, all right, well, Clay, Steph, y'all got to get your free throws under check. Also, Clay, you're not going to foul that much again in the first quarter, so you should be back. You're not going to shoot 6 for 19 again, so Clay will be back to getting his 20 points on elite efficiency. Also, Draymond Green's not going to get kicked out. Like I said, he had 6, 4, and 3. That's the Draymond stat line, but he's going to have more boards. He might give you 7 boards. He's going to have at least like 8 assists. So Draymond's going to be back doing what Draymond does. Wiggins, big shout out to Wiggins. He played straight. 17 points is solid. Jordan Poole, like I said, hooped. Kuminga came in and got some big minutes. He got 6 points and 6 boards, so he's a big body that they trusted out there. For some reason, I saw Damon Leo on the court, even though it was only for 3 minutes. I don't know why I ever saw him stepping in my basketball game. I don't want to see him on the floor. But nah, I think Gary Payton was big. Gary Payton, the punch. I didn't even talk about the punch. What am I doing? He baptized Desmond Bane. GP2. They started him because of his defense, so he can lock up Ja. But even though Ja ended up having 30, that's wild. But Gary Payton, great defense, great offense, great. He had 8.7 boards, 1 steal, 1 block, and a great dunk. 4 for 5 from the field. He's efficient when he scores. He don't do too much. I wish I could have got him get a 3, but he's not really that good of a shooter. What he was doing against the Nuggets is kind of lucky, but I don't know. Great Warriors game, man. I'm tapped in for the rest of these series. I'm tapped in for the rest of these playoffs. Bucks, I'm telling you right now, Bucks in 6 all the way through. Warriors in 5 for this series. Warriors in 5. They stole home court advantage, and so that gives them the edge. But guess what? I said, you know how when you steal home court, game 6 now becomes on that team's floor? I don't even think they're going to need that game 6. They won game 1. They might lose game 2, but they're going to lose. They're going to win the 2 at their house, and they're probably going to win game 5 as well. Warriors in 5. Golden State in 5, Bucks in 6. The Grizzlies don't have a chance. This is championship pedigree. This is championship resilience. This is championship DNA. Steph is going on his revenge tour. Steph is going to come out next game and go for 30. He's going to bounce back, and the Warriors will go to the finals. And Steph is looking to prove everybody that I can lead a team to the chip, man. Even though he did it beforehand, people seem to have forgotten that, and people have seemed to have forgotten that Steph is still Steph. And so I think he will come back. He'll bounce back, and potentially he can go to the finals and win his first finals MVP, which will drastically sky high his legacy. And so I'm excited to see these Warriors, man. Steph is one of my favorite players. Giannis is my favorite player. And I'm telling y'all that these boys are no joke. Stop doubting them, man. I've seen people try to say Grizzlies in 7. I've seen people try to say Grizzlies in 7. No, Grizzlies are not winning this series, y'all boys. Cut it out. And I'm tapped in for Luka tonight, and I'm tapped in for Joel's hurt. But yeah, I'm tapped in.